Hey folks, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. This replay is going to be in the Tier 6 Premium French Destroyer Aigle. It is on the map Ring and is a domination mode match. Thankfully, this is one of the very few actual Tier 6 fights that you'll see. Most of the time, Tier 6 has some pretty bad matchmaking. A lot of the times you get up tiered into Tier 8 fights, Tier 7 fights. So, yeah. This was a pretty good game, and I've really come to like the Aigle. When I first started playing it, I felt that it was a pretty frustrating ship, and you know what? I will say that it is a frustrating destroyer. It is a very frustrating destroyer to play. It is a big ship. It is not the most maneuverable, and the turrets traverse very, very slowly. So as a destroyer, it can be very frustrating. You really don't want to contest the cap. You don't want to knife fight, let's say, in this one. But when I figured out that this is not a destroyer, this is a light cruiser wearing a destroyer's name. You start playing this thing like it's a British cruiser, and you're going to find a lot of success in it. If you engage at range and you use those great guns, you can find a lot of success. So let's talk about the guns for a minute. It has the largest guns on any destroyer outside the Tier 6 and Tier 8 German destroyers. Those two get the option for 150s. But as far as any other destroyer goes, at the time of this filming, the Aigle has the largest guns at 139 millimeters. And they're French guns. They have a great fire chance. They have a base 9% fire chance. They do decent penetration damage. They set fires like there's no tomorrow. The armor piercing is pretty good. Now the shells are a bit lofty. They have a really high arc, but you can that makes it difficult to engage fast-moving targets at range. But you can fire over islands, so you can get used to them. And once you do get used to them, they're a joy to play. Now heading in, I'm loading up my armor piercing. I expected to see cruisers first, so I'm going to begin engaging these guys at range. This ship has decent smoke, not the best, not the worst. Has a great speed boost. With the speed boost engaged, you're going to get up over between 40 and 45 knots. So now we're starting to, the Omaha turned out. We see the Farragut heading inbound. We're going to throw out some shots on him. Begin to switch over to high explosive here. Now I do want to contest this cap, but I'm not going to contest it by driving in and knife fighting a Farragut. I'm going to engage the Farragut on my terms. And once the Farragut is done, then I'm going to move in and take the cap. I'm going to try to stay as maneuverable as possible. And yeah, just try to get the job done that way. More like a Russian destroyer would do. So we're starting to get some shots on the Farragut. He's continuing to drive in. Keep an eye on the Krasny Krim there by the island up there. What's that? G7. The Farragut's beginning to put out smoke, but the Krasny Krim is kind of cockroaching behind the island a little bit, and it looks like that Farragut is trying to set up a torpedo ambush, doing a YOLO run on that Krasny Krim. And not if we can help it. We're going to bring all 5 of our guns to bear on this Farragut and put a salvo right across the back of the Krasny Krim to finish him off. Yeah, not on my watch, bud. Alright, so now what we have in front of us is an uncontested cap with a freshly laid American smokescreen. Wasn't that nice of the Farragut? So I think we're going to go up and take advantage of it. As the New York drives into our range, we're going to begin to open up some fire on this New York. Now pay attention to the north of D Point. We do have a Leander coming in, and a Leander can be very, very dangerous to a destroyer. Alright, so we're going to continue to try to light some fires up here and just do whatever damage we can against this New York. Here comes the shots from the Leander. Now as the Leander comes in, he's starting to show some broadside. A little bit of damage against us as he breaks, looks like our propulsion. We're going to switch over to armor piercing. We're going to start putting out shots on this guy. We expect him, looks like he's slowing down. He's going to glide forward a little bit, so now I'm expecting him to pop smoke at any moment, because that's what Royal Navy cruisers do. We're going to start throwing out some shots on him, try to see if we can't get some citadels. He has no idea that our torpedoes are inbound, but we are expecting his torpedoes. Alright, so our engines are broken. I'm going to throw out the repair party because I know there's going to be torpedoes coming inbound and I do not want to eat them. I want to go quiet for a minute just to let those there they go. There's the torpedoes. We got one torp, two torps, and he is down dead strike. There's the New Mexico. We're going to throw out our smoke before he can get his guns on us. And we have 30 seconds until our torpedoes come back up. So in the meantime, we're going to give this New York a fire party if we can. It's already on fire on the bow. Fire's burning down. So we suspect that either he's smart enough to let one fire burn or he's already used his repair party. Either way, we're going to start shooting toward the superstructure, see if we can't get another fire going on here. Those 139s do some good damage. So now we got our assisted cap. That's in the Krasny Krim. We're just going to keep up fire. This guy's starting to charge our smoke a little bit, but he'll be done momentarily. Alright, so kill number 2. Then the Krasny Krim come out around us, and he did wind up shooting us actually. There's some pink damage in there from the Krasny Krim. I don't know if you saw that in the chat or not, but there was some pink damage going on there. No big deal. Alright, so now we have the other New York coming into range. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to keep it up on him. Just as long as our smoke will last, we're going to keep trying to light some fires, get some damage over time going on this New York. He goes down. So now Mr. Omaha is the target. Same plan of action. Considered switching up to armor piercing here. At this range, I don't think it would really... I did switch up to armor piercing. I got a fire on him though. At this range, I don't know that the armor piercing will citadel, but we're going to find out. It might just bounce. But down he goes anyway with 4 penetrations. No citadels, but it is still penetrated at that range. Alright, so that's kill number 4. So far we have 2 cap points. B looks like it's uncontested, so we're going to start heading up that way. And we have a Janway and a New Mexico and a Nicholas that are unaccounted for. Enemy Congo and Bayern are over in A point. So we're just going to keep an eye out for targets of opportunity, but taking that cap is going to be our priority at this time. Like I said, you know, if I would have driven into D point at the beginning of the game, if I would have engaged that Farragut in an up-close knife fight, I would have died. No, absolutely no question. You need to play this ship to its strengths. And that's this incredible gun range. 12.8 kilometers on those guns is great. If you wanted to, you could go a full gun build on it, extend the range even more. As Mr. Janway comes around the corner, we're going to start engaging him. These lofty shell arcs, though, do make it a bit difficult to hit small targets. So I don't know that I would want to extend the range on it anymore. Now, basic firing training might be good. 10% off the reload time would be really good, because the 139 puts you right at the threshold to be able to benefit most from BFT and AFT. So I'm going to continue to put some shots out. I was kind of hoping for a Kraken here, but a couple of good, one good penetration there. But looks like Alva's going to take him out. Yep. Alright, so now we're up capping B. Mr. Nicholas showed his face on the other side of the map, so we don't have to worry about intercepting any torpedoes at this time. But yeah, I'm really there's a number of ways you could build this, but honestly I would not build it like it's a destroyer. I would instead build it like it's a light cruiser. In fact, I'm considering taking IFHE. I need to look at the numbers and see if I would benefit. We're going to put out some shots on this iron in reverse if we can. But I may actually take IFHE instead of concealment first. but we'll have to see. I was so close on several occasions here to pulling off a Kraken, but just couldn't get it on this game. We have taken B point. We are way ahead on points now. The points are really going to rack up pretty quick. As the Nicholas goes down, it puts us over 900 points. Now it's just the Congo and the New Mexico. We have 916 points. Yeah, this game is all but over. We are within range of the New Mexico. I'm going to turn, just try to put some shots out on him. See if we can light a fire, add some damage over time to him. But yeah, it was a good game. This was a very good match. My detection range on this ship, I believe, is, I can't even remember what it was, somewhere around 7 kilometers. As a cruiser, 7 kilometers is a good detection. I can't remember exactly what the number is right offhand. But the detection range, if I played it as a cruiser, would be good as it is. It could, of course, benefit from more stealth. I believe with stealth, with the full concealment build, well, that's the game. I'll talk to you after post-credits. Man, just shy of the Kraken on that one. But still, that was a fun game. The Aigle is a very strong ship, and it's one that I do recommend. For being a coal ship, grab it and get it. Just get it out of your head that it's a destroyer, because it really isn't. This thing is a light cruiser. Play it like it's a British Royal Navy cruiser with slow turret traverse, because it really could. It could benefit from expert marksman, but I wouldn't worry about getting it until later on. As you don't want to get in a close-in knife fight engagement in these ships. As long as you stay away from that, your turret traverse shouldn't really be an issue. So we did pick up the victory, received 285,965 credits, 5,000 experience, 278 free experience. This is a 6-point commander. I'm running preventative maintenance, last stand, and I believe I'm running demo expert on this one. Either that or no, I'm not. I'm running superintendent for the extra smoke charge. Picked up a Dev Strike, First Blood, 39,604 damage, 62 gunshots on target with 32 being penetrations. 2 torps with 2 floods, so decent flood chance in these torpedoes. 1 incapacitation, 4 kills, 3 fires, 3 cap defenses, and 2 assisted caps. Looking at the team score, came up with MVP. Alright. Peek at the detailed report. We wrecked that Leander, finished off the New Mexico, the Farragut, and the Omaha. Some chip damage on that Janway. A little bit on the New Mexico, the New York, and the Bayern. Alright. Most of the damage came from the torpedoes, the 2 torpedoes. 62 shells on target with only 15,000 damage, though. That's doable. I mean, it's 53 high explosive hits with only 12,000 damage, though. That's actually kind of low. That's really low, actually. But still, the ship performed well. I mean, I'm pleased with the performance of it. 148,000 potential damage, 26,000 on our spotting, 1 fire on the spotting. Spotted 4 torpedoes. 58 of 179 cap points were ours, and 22 of 44, so half the defense points were from us. Peek at the credits in XP. Oh, I got a commander point. Cool. Let's go back to the port and take a look at the commander and see what I am running on it. Coming home with just shy of 200,000. Alright, so on this commander, that stuff will go away. Oh, so I just got 3 points. So I'm running preventative maintenance, last stand. I could pick up demo expert for another 2% fire chance. Let's see what's the fire chance sitting at right now. The modules, 139s. Those are big guns. We have a base 9% fire chance. I don't know that. I mean, 11% would be good, but 9% is pretty good for 9% is actually really good for a destroyer. 9% is decent for a light cruiser too. So I usually pick up Superintendent. I could go for Survivability Expert for another 1900 health, make him a little bit tankier. Let's see, set up the modules on this. We have 3 smoke screens and 3 engine boosts. I could benefit from 4. I go Superintendent. Basic firing training would give me 10% off the, I mean, we're right at the threshold for BFT and AFT. I don't know that I would want 20% extra range on these guns. I mean, it already has right at 13-kilometer range. But 10% off the reload time would be nice. What do you think, folks? Where should I put it? I'm not going to spend it right now. I need to research it a little bit. There's several ways I could go on that. Part of me says basic firing training for the reload time. Part of me says take the Survivability Expert. All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining me today. I've had a lot of fun. This is a great little ship, and I look forward to seeing you in game.